Good morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me, Utsa Bhatrai. The top stories first. Westerly winds bring snow and rainfall, weather to improve from tomorrow. Nepalese army instructs its troops to remain alert in Iraq. Army personnel from Nepal serving in Iraq for peacekeeping mission. Locals of Sarlahi traumatized by loan sharks. Victims arrive in capital seeking justice. Trump grateful no human casualties accorded missile attacks. US unlikely to retaliate against Iran. And Federer Nadal to play for charity match aims to raise funds for Australian bushfire relief. And now the news in detail. The westerly disturbance has brought rainfall across the country. High hills and mountainous regions witnessed snowfall yesterday night, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The rainfall and snowfall are the result of the westerly winds that entered Nepal from India's Uttar Pradesh state on Monday evening. Most of the country received rainfall yesterday, while the eastern parts of the country witnessed light showers. The division has forecasted medium to heavy snowfall in the mountainous region. Meteorologists claimed that the rainfall has not affected the crops as well as flights. They also suggested everyone to protect elderly and children from the cold. The division has forecasted light rainfall today. The weather will improve only from tomorrow. Nepalese army personnel deployed in Iraq for UN peacekeeping mission have been directed to stay alert by the army headquarters. Such warning comes in the wake of Iran launching attacks on American military base in Iraq in retaliation to the killing of General Qasem Soleimani last Friday. Nepalese peacekeeping forces stationed at Kirkuk and Erbil have been cautioned to stay alert after a series of ballistic missile attacks yesterday near the area. The Nepalese army said in a statement yesterday that it has directed its units deployed in Iraq as well as Lebanon and Syria to stay in high alert amidst US-Iran tensions. Nepalese army at present have been stationed at Iraq's Kirkuk and Erbil. Nepalese peacekeeping forces have been providing security at the outskirts of Erbil airport. 77 Nepalese army are currently serving in Iraq under the UN peacekeeping operations. The locals of Sarlahi, traumatized by loan sharks Rambabu Rai and Sanjay Saha Rauniar, have arrived in Kathmandu seeking justice. They have demanded justice from the government and relief from the offenders. The accused signed mortgage deeds charging 3 times higher amount than the borrowed money, allowing them to keep the lands and property of the victims as collateral and take hold of them indefinitely, said the locals. Raju Kushwa from Sarlahi acquired a loan of 900,000 rupees from Rambabu Rai but was forced to sign a promissory note to pay rupees 2.7 million rupees. Even after paying 1.9 million rupees along with the sharp interest rate, the promissory note remains in force. Bikau Yadav shares a similar agony as he borrowed 200,000 rupees, but the promissory note mentioned 600,000 rupees. Bikau also had to transfer his 2 bighas and 1 kattha land in Rambabu's name, and even after paying 123,000 rupees back, Kushwa's land hasn't been returned. Rabindra Kushwa, who borrowed 10 million rupees from Sanjay Rauniar, suffered the same fate. His loan agreement is 3 times higher than the actual amount borrowed, that is 30 million rupees. Kushwa also transferred his 40 kathas of ancestral land in Rauniar's name as collateral. Rauniar has already sold Kushwa's property worth 25 million rupees. Kushwa has time and again pleaded to Rauniar not to sell his land, but all in vain. Rambabu Rai was immediately arrested after IGP Sarbendra Khanal declared that all frauds will be penalized. Sanjay Rauniar, however, is at large. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Chief Commissioner of the National Information Commission, Krishna Hari Baskota, has suggested the government to ensure the right to information for the public. He was of the opinion that the government cannot hold the country hostage by keeping the people in dark. Speaking at a program organized to mark the end of his 5-year tenure at the helm of the commission, Baskota urged the government to make all of its works transparent. He claimed that the government has formed laws to curtail the basic rights of people. He also accused the government of ignoring the suggestions given by the commission. During the program, Baskota also shed light on the works done by the commission during his 5-year term. District presidents of Nepali Congress have concluded that the decisions taken by Central Committee meeting have been unfair towards him, informed senior leader Ramchandra Paudel. After concluding the district presidents' meet yesterday, Leader Paudel said he has been delighted to receive suggestions on how to move ahead in the party. All district presidents have demanded that the decisions made by the Central Committee meeting on December 26 should be revoked. Paudel said the decisions are not beneficial for the party and has led to uncertainty regarding the 14th General Convention. Similarly, leader Krishna Prasad Sitaula alleged NC President Sher Bahadur Deuba of running the party in an autocratic manner when Nepali Congress should have been unified to act as a strong opposition against the communist government. Deuba is just the president of his faction and not of the entire party, Sitaula said. The Central Committee meeting of Nepali Congress held on December 26 had decided to hold the General Convention from February 19 to 22 next year and increase the number of departments to 47. Communist leader Mohan Bikram Singh has made public appearance for the first time in his political career. Although it has been 12 years since the country was declared a republic, Singh had remained semi-underground. Singh made public appearances during program in the capital yesterday. He claimed that he left his underground life to make people aware about their rights and responsibilities. He, however, said that his party will remain an underground outfit as the communist movement has not attained a success yet. And now the news from economic front. Deposits in banks and financial institutions have increased in the recent days. The banking sector recorded total deposits of Rs 27.96 billion in the last 3 weeks. Spokesperson of Nepal Rashtra Bank, Dr. Gunakar Bhatta, informed that the banking sector of Nepal has a total deposits of Rs 3,300 billion. At present, the banks and financial institutions are aggressively involved in loan investment than deposit collection, he said. According to Bhatta, the total investment made by the banking sector is Rs 3,109 billion so far. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. US President Donald Trump said yesterday that Iran appears to be standing down and no Americans or Iraqis were harmed in Iran's missile strike on 2 Iraqi bases housing US troops, AP reported. Speaking at the White House, Trump seemed intent on de-escalating the crisis, indicating that he would not retaliate military for the strikes. Instead, he said the US would immediately put in place new economic sanctions until Iran changes its behavior. After that country's most brazen direct assault on America since the 1979 seizing of the US embassy in Tehran. The attack came days after Trump authorized the targeted killing of General Qasem Soleimani, the head of Iran's allied Quds Force. force. Iran had pledged to retaliate, bringing the two countries closer to the brink of war. Trump credited an early warning system that worked very well for the fact that no Americans or Iraqis were killed. He added that Americans should be extremely grateful and happy with the outcome. A Ukrainian airliner carrying 176 people crashed shortly after takeoff from Tehran on Wednesday, killing all on board, AFP reported. The vast majority of the passengers on the Boeing 737 flight from Tehran to Kyiv were non-Ukrainians, including 82 Iranians and 63 Canadians, AFP quoted officials as saying. The crash occurred with tensions high in the Middle East and shortly after Tehran launched missiles at bases in Iraq housing US troops. But there was no immediate indication of foul play. Footage released by Iranian state media showed a field on fire and the smoking wreckage of the crash. Rescue workers carried body bags and the passengers' personal items, including cases, clothes, a Santa Claus doll, and a boxing glove, were lying amidst the debris. Ukraine International Airlines said the flight took off from Tehran airport at 6:10 a.m. and disappeared from radar just 2 minutes later. It slammed into farmland about 45 kilometers northwest of the airport, according to reports on Iranian state media. Tens of thousands of workers affiliated to trade unions in India led a strike in different parts of the country yesterday, disrupting transport and banking service. According to Reuters, the trade workers held the protest against privatization and the growing impact of an economic slowdown on jobs. More than 10 national trade unions affiliated to left-wing parties, including the main opposition Congress, have called for a nationwide protest against Prime Minister Narendra Modi's labour reforms. Those include the privatization of state-run companies, Air India and all major BPCL, as well as merger of public sector banks. Buses, taxis and auto rickshaws stayed off the road in West Bengal, Kerala and some other states through the national capital Delhi, and the financial hub Mumbai remained largely unaffected. C.H. Venkatachalam, General Secretary of the All India Bank Employees Association, said the proposed merger of 10 state banks into 4 would affect jobs and could hit the recovery of bad loans amounting to near $140 billion. Modi's government's policies have led to a severe economic slowdown and have created bad loans for banks, Venkatachalam told Reuters. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal and Serena Williams are among a number of players who will feature in an exhibition match ahead of this month's Australian Open to raise funds for bushfire relief efforts, organisers announced yesterday. According to Reuters, hundreds of fires have scorched more than 25.5 million acres of land, an area the size of South Korea, killing 26 people and estimated 500 million animals and destroying over 1,000 homes. All funds raised from the 2.5-hour event on January 15 at Rodelay Arena will be donated to the relief cause, with tickets priced at $54 Australian. The unprecedented bushfire crisis is devastating people, properties, communities, livestock and animals across the country, and our hearts go out to those affected, Tennis Australia CEO and Tournament Director Craig Tiley said in a statement. The event is a part of the Aces of Bushfire Relief program, in which Tennis Australia is donating Australian $100 for every ace served at the ATP Cup in Brisbane, Perth and Sydney. Many players have also pledged individually, with French Open champion Ash Barty donating her Brisbane International prize money to the cause. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. Westerly winds bring snow and rainfall, weather to improve from tomorrow. Nepalese army instructs its troops to remain alert in Iraq. 77 army personnel from Nepal serving in Iraq for peacekeeping missions. Locals of Sirlahi traumatized by loan sharks. Victims arrive in capital seeking justice. Trump grateful no human casualties accord in missile attacks. US unlikely to retaliate against Iran. And Federer, Nadal, Williams all to play for charity match aims to raise funds for Australian bushfire relief. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.